Shemot, or Exodus 30 through 32. And you shall make a slaughter place to burn incense on. Make it of acacia wood, a cubit long and a cubit wide. It is a square, and 2 cubits high, its horns of the same. And you shall overlay its top and its sides all around, and its horns with clean gold. And you shall make for it a molding of gold all around, and make 2 gold rings for it, under the molding, on both sides. Make them on its 2 sides, and they shall be holders for the poles to lift it with. And you shall make the poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold. And you shall put it before the veil, that is, before the ark of the witness, before the lid of atonement, that is over the witness, where I am to meet with you. And Aaron shall burn on it sweet incense morning by morning, as he tends the lamps. He shall burn incense on it. And when Aaron lights the lamps between the evenings, he shall burn incense on it, a continual incense before Yahovah throughout your generations. Do not offer strange incense on it, or an ascending offering or a grain offering, and do not pour a drink offering on it. And Aaron shall make atonement upon its horns once a year with the blood of the sin offering of the atonement. Once a year he makes atonement upon it throughout your generations. It is most set apart to Yahovah. And Yahovah spoke to Moshe, saying, when you take the census of the children of Israel to register them, then each one shall give an atonement for his life to Yahovah when you register them, so that there is no plague among them when you register them. Every one among those who are registered is to give this: half a shekel according to the shekel of the set-apart place, 20 gerahs being a shekel. The half shekel is the contribution to Yahovah. Everyone passing over to be registered from 20 years old and above gives a contribution to Yahovah. The rich does not give more, and the poor does not give less than half a shekel when you make a contribution to Yahovah to make atonement for yourselves. And you shall take the silver for the atonement from the children of Israel and give it to the service of the tent of appointment. And it shall be to the children of Israel for a remembrance before Yahovah to make atonement for yourselves. And Yahovah spoke to Moshe, saying, and you shall make a basin of bronze, with its stand also of bronze for washing. And you shall put it between the tent of appointment and the slaughter place, and shall put water in it. And Aaron and his sons shall wash from it their hands and their feet. When they go into the tent of appointment, or when they come near the slaughter place to attend, to burn an offering made by fire to Yahovah, they wash with water, lest they die. And they shall wash their hands and their feet, lest they die. And it shall be a law forever to them, to him and his seed throughout their generations. And Yahovah spoke to Moshe, saying, and take for yourself choice spices, 500 shekels of liquid myrrh, and half as much, 250, of sweet-smelling cinnamon, and 250 of sweet-smelling cane, and 500 of cassia, according to the shekel of the set-apart place, and a hin of olive oil. And you shall make from these a set-apart anointing oil, a compound, blended, the work of a perfumer. It is a set-apart anointing oil. And with it you shall anoint the tent of appointment, and the ark of the witness, and the table and all its utensils, and the lampstand and its utensils, and the slaughter place of incense, and the slaughter place of ascending offering with all its utensils, and the basin and its stand. And you shall set them apart, and they shall be most set apart. Whatever touches them is to be set apart. And you shall anoint Aaron and his sons and set them apart to serve as priests to me. And speak to the children of Israel, saying, This is a set-apart anointing oil to me throughout your generations. It is not poured on the flesh of a man, and make no other like it according to its composition. It is set apart. It is set apart to you. Whoever compounds any like it, or whoever puts any of it on a stranger, shall be cut off from his people. And Yahweh said to Moshe, Take sweet spices, fragrant gum and cinnamon, and galbanum, and clear frankincense, with these sweet spices, all in equal amounts. Then you shall make of these an incense, a compound, work of a perfumer, salted, clean, set apart. And you shall beat some of it very fine, and put some of it before the witness in the tent of appointment where I meet with you. It is most set apart to you. And the incense which you do not make any for yourselves according to its composition. It's set apart to you for Yahweh. Whoever makes any like it, to smell it, he shall be cut off from his people. Exodus 31. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, See, I have called by name Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Yehudah. And I've filled him with the spirit of Elohim in wisdom, and in understanding, and in knowledge, and in all work, to make designs for work in gold, and in silver, and in bronze, and in cutting stones for setting, and in carving wood, and to work in all wood. And I have appointed him with Aholahab, son of Ahisamach, of the tribe of Dan. And I have put wisdom in the hearts of everyone who is wise-hearted, and they shall make all that I have commanded you. The tent of appointment, and the ark of the witness, and the lid of atonement that is on it, and all the utensils of the tent, and the table and its utensils, and the clean gold lampstand with all its utensils, and the slaughter place of incense, and the slaughter place of ascending offering with all its utensils, and the basin on its stand, and the woven garments, and the set-apart garments for Aaron the priest, and the garments of his sons for serving as priests, and the anointing oil, and the sweet incense for the set-apart place, according to all that I have commanded you, they are to do. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, And you speak to the children of Israel, saying, My Sabbaths you are to guard by all means, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, to know that I, Yahweh, am setting you apart, and you shall guard the Sabbath, for it is set apart to you. Everyone who profanes it shall certainly be put to death, for anyone who does work on it, that being shall be cut off from his people. 6 days' work is done, and on the 7th is a Sabbath of rest, set apart to Yahweh. Everyone doing work on the Sabbath day shall certainly be put to death. And the children of Israel shall guard the Sabbath, to perform the Sabbath throughout their generations as an everlasting covenant. Between me and the children of Israel, it is a sign forever. For in 6 days Yahweh made the heavens and the earth, and on the 7th day he rested and was refreshed. And when he had ended speaking with him on Mount Sinai, he gave Moshe 2 tablets of the witness, tablets of stone, written with the finger of Elohim. Exodus 32. And when the people saw that Moshe was so long in coming down from the mountain, the people gathered together to Aaron and said to him, Arise, make us mighty ones who go before us. For this Moshe, the man who brought us up out of the land of Mitzrayim, we don't know what's become of him." And Aaron said to them, "Take off your golden earrings, which are in the ears of your wives, your sons, and your daughters, and bring them to me." And all the people took off their golden earrings, which were in their ears, and brought them to Aaron. And he took this from their hand, and he formed it with an engraving tool and made a molded calf. And they said, "This is your mighty one, O Israel, that brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim." And Aaron saw and built a slaughter place before it. And Aaron called out and said, "Tomorrow's a festival to Yahweh." And they rose up early on the next day and offered ascending offerings and brought peace offerings, and the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. And Yahweh said to Moshe, "Go get down, for your people whom you brought out of the land of Mitzrayim have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They've made for themselves a molded calf and have bowed themselves to it and slaughtered to it and said, 'This is your mighty one, O Israel, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim.'" And Yahweh said to Moshe, "I've seen these people, and see, it is a stiff-necked people. And now let me alone, that my wrath might burn against them. I consume them, and I make of you a great nation." But Moshe pleaded with Yahweh, his Elohim, and said, "Yahweh, why does your wrath burn against your people, whom you brought out of the land of Mitzrayim with great power and a strong hand? Why should the Mitzrites speak and say, 'For evil he brought them out to kill them in the mountains and to consume them from the face of the earth'? Turn from the heat of your wrath and relent from this evil to your people. Remember Abraham, Yitzhak, and Israel, your servants, to whom you swore by yourself, and said to them, 'I increase your seed like the stars of the heavens, and all of this land that I have spoken of I give your seed, and they shall inherit it forever.' And Yahweh relented from the evil which he said he would do to his people. And Moshe turned and went down from the mountain, and in his hand were the 2 tablets of the witness, tablets written on both their sides, written on the one and on the other. And the tablets were the work of Elohim, and the writing was the writing of Elohim engraved on the tablets. And Yehoshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, and he said to Moshe, "A noise of battle in the camp." But he said, "It is not the sound of those who shout of might, nor is it the sound of those who cry out in weakness, but the sound of singing I hear." And it came to be, as soon as he came near the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moshe's displeasure burned, and he threw the tablets out of his hand and broke them at the foot of the mountain. And he took the calf which they had made and burned it in the fire, and ground it into powder, and scattered it on the face of the water, and made the children of Israel drink it. And Moshe said to Aaron, "What did this people do to you, that you've brought so great a sin upon them?" And Aaron said, "Do not let the displeasure of my master burn. You know the people, that it is in evil. And they said to me, 'Make us a mighty one to go before us. For this Moshe, the man who brought us out of the land of Mitzrayim, we don't know what's become of him.' And I said to them, 'Whoever has gold, let him take it off.' They gave it to me, and I threw it in the fire, and this calf came out." And Moshe saw the people were let loose, for Aaron had let them loose, to their shame, among their enemies. And Moshe stood in the entrance of the camp and said, "Who is for Yahweh? Come to me." And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves to him. And he said to him, "Thus said Yahweh, Elohim of Israel, each one put his sword on his side, pass over to and fro from gate to gate in the camp, and each one kill his brother, and each one his friend, and each one his relative." And the sons of Levi did according to the word of Moshe. About 3,000 men of the people fell that day. And Moshe said, "You are ordained for Yahweh today, since each one has been against his son and his brother, so as to bring upon you a blessing today." And it came to be on the next day that Moshe said to the people, You have sinned a great sin. And now I'm going up to Yahweh, if I might atone for your sin. And Moshe returned to Yahweh and said, "Oh, these people have sinned a great sin, and have made for themselves a mighty one of gold. And now, if you would forgive their sin, but if not, please blot me out of your book which you have written." And Yahweh said to Moshe, "Whoever has sinned against me, I blot him out of my book. And now go, lead the people to the place which I have spoken you. See, my messenger goes before you, and in the day of my visitation I shall visit their sin upon them." And Yahweh plagued the people because they made a calf, which Aaron made.